Why would Wodika do this? A pair of eagles shriek, because she prizes authority over mercy, laws over kith. She values the souls of mortals not for the beauty they create, but for what they can add to her power. 10 centimeters? Dude, that's like you're well past birth. Right? Sure. The wind blows cold. She fears animancy. She believes that mortals may use it to usurp the god's power, her power. She cares nothing for the innovation of kith, and how could she? She gives commands, not inspiration.
So, animancy truly is that powerful?
Kana looks thoughtful.
I've always respected the commands of our Rango Nui and the Keepas, but that is because they inspire respect. Between command and inspiration lies progress.
Sounds like Theos has collaborated with her for a long time. You know already that he has lived many lives. In each, it has been her voice in his ear, guiding him to serve her ambitions, urging him to protect her interests. The melody of the birds grows mournful, and each of his lives has been one stanza after another in a song of devotion to the Oathbinder. Couldn't you stop Theos on your own? All of the gods, even Wodika, are bound to an oath. We sing one harmony, and Kith sing another. And though we may introduce a new melody in hopes that mortal ears will hear it and sing it back, we do not interrupt their chorus. To do so would unleash a cacophony between the gods, one that would overwhelm our song and yours. The breeze whips leaves around your ankles while the birds coo, but Wodika sings her tune to Theos. I would likewise sing mine to you. Ooh. How could I return things to the way they were? The birds suddenly fall silent, watching you. The voice on the wind returns. Guide the trapped souls back to the bodies where they were stolen from, hollow-born children whose eyes have never seen the sun. You could restore them, give their families hymns of joy after years of lament. The breeze tickles your ear. Peace and restoration give purpose to suffering. There is no meaning, no redemption in pain that does not lead to fulfillment. Symmetry demands that great rejoicing follow suffering such as this. I'm not sure that it's possible to truly undo the harm Theos has caused. You hear the cry of a swift, soft, and plaintive. Perhaps the years cannot be forgotten, and for some, perhaps it is already too late. But if you could restore even one soul, kindle one spark of life, raise one voice in joy, it would be worth it. Perhaps it would be better to allow these souls to find new lives. How can they continue to another when they have not fully lived this life? Good point. To pass them along to another now is cutting a stanza from a poem, a verse from a song. Thank you, Hylia. I will continue to Sun and Shadow.
When you reach the burial isle, you will find souls there that I have granted reprieve for their sins. I give these to you, for only they can bear you to safety on your journey down. And when you face Theos and the rotting fruits of his endeavors, remember the conversation we have had. In that moment you will have power rivaling a god's. And after it, you will live in the world that you have chosen. Choose Restoration, Watcher. Return the souls to the bodies they were stolen from. Swear to me that you will do this, and I shall give you power to make even Wodika quake. I can be merciful and terrible, Watcher.
Great wings, dark against the sun, unfold behind the tree, casting a blinding shadow across the temple for the briefest of moments. Then she says her little threat. I would hear what the other gods have to say first.
Wait, I'm not done with you.
Birds wheel and pivot, showing a flash of pale feathers. Who is this that speaks in anger? Please forgive Pallegina's boldness, Hylia. Passion is but another side of my nature. There is nothing to forgive. The birds settle on the branches and regard Pallegina.
It's not often that any of our kind get the chance to speak to their... What should I call you? My mother? Father? Those words seem to fall short and yet be too generous, given our history.
The birds cock their heads, craning and twisting their necks to look at one another. You are angry with me.
What did you expect? Should I be happy? To be like this? To live like this? What kind of creator does this to her creation and abandons it in a world this cruel?
And I should have plucked you from your home, wrapped you in my wings, and brought you to a nest like this one? Some tranquil and harmonious place far from the war chants and the battle dances you love so well? A hawk shivers, ruffling its feathers. Tell me what you want.
All I've ever wanted from any of your kind is to take some responsibility. Any responsibility for what you've done. To us. To every one of the children you've abandoned.
The birds flap their wings, rising from the branches. You are a song of ferocity, and one I love well. I hear your fur and rage, and it is music. Your prowess and valor leave a trail like a tapestry upon the world. I would not dampen your song, even with the comfort of my wings. Do I believe in souls, Fractal? I don't know, maybe.
What does that mean? Come back here!
There is no response. Pallegina's fists clench in frustration. I'm sorry you didn't get the answers you were looking for, Pallegina. You deserve better.
We all deserve better.
Okay. That's one. Talk to Gallowayne. New adventure added. Yeah. Alright. I will be right back again. I'm just going to pour myself the tea. And we'll be on our way. We got it. We got it, boys and gals. She did get her answer. Yeah. Struggle makes you a better person. Adversity makes you stronger. If life were perfect, all would be miserable. I agree. Like, you don't really appreciate what you have until you've experienced something worse. It's just, like, you take things for granted. Let's talk to Durance.
What is it, Watcher?
Does what we learned about Wodica trouble you?
It stinks of her. It is justice, but if her greater purpose was to think Margaret would fall prey to such deceit. And Aethys, Widewind had always claimed to be invading Deerwood to free it. What if it were true? What if he had come to stop Wodica's plot before it began? Surely Aethys earned his death at Godhammer Citadel, but not for those reasons. Not to keep him silent. if such a thing has brought about this chaos.
Durance tilts his head, as if listening to an inner voice. Then he frowns, the frown deepening as he speaks.
Must we always be tools of gods? If Woodica and Margrin, if they are the cause of this, the Hollowborn, if the purges were never necessary, if Aethys was fighting back,
Then your Godhammer didn't save Deerwood. It doomed it. Eh.
so many lies. And Woodica, perhaps she is the next god to fall beneath the Godhammer.
Between that was, Durant's body continues to shake, his hands clenching white into fists, sweat builds streaming down the sides of his face. Then he basically threatens Woodica. Would it have been better had you been spared this knowledge?
No, I am glad to have walked this far with you, seen this truth.
Good.
Perhaps it was what I was meant to see, with a watcher's eyes. All these dances of words and intrigues, machines of men, twisted, ripping the souls of children, and by the gods, the goddess of justice. If I could end her like Aethys, Margrin burned her once. One can do so again. Woodica, she must answer to her own justice.
Justice or revenge?
Anyone with a shred of spirit seeks both justice and punishment. It burns in the heart of anyone who lives. All seek it. If the world does not balance, we all drown in the oceans. And the gods would not care. Margrin, she must be redeemed. And punishing Woodica, that will serve.
Do we know that Margrin was not a willing accomplice?
Is this some final joke at my expense? To test my faith further? And why would you think that, Watcher?
The others who made the Godhammer, they all died, didn't they? That's why I saw their symbols fade from your staff.
If all you have are questions, then I have enough of those. She is a bitch of a goddess, to be sure. But even a whore only goes so far in crossing those she serves.
You said you left Ashfall without telling anyone of your departure?
You answer a question with a question. Then why did I feel her disappointment at Halgot? Why were we shamed?
Because I think she tried to kill you there.
Kill me? She is a goddess. I still drink from her burning breasts, Watcher. If she wished me dead, she could trace me to my source and kill me.
In the dream of the Godhammer, your spirit looked blurred, indistinct in the light, as if it had been sheared from you. Grant stares at you, his expression frozen, but he's silent, listening. If you had been damaged as I saw in the Godhammer vision, then she may be unable to see you as you once were. Durance turns from you for a moment. His face twists in thought, conflicting emotions running across his features. Finally, he turns to you, his face steady.
There's no proof, Watcher. I was a fool to think you could help me see any farther than I could.
You don't trust me? Then trust your staff. Admit that the other Godhammer builders are dead. Durance turns to his staff, and for a moment, you see his eyes burning, taking in the edges of the wood, the symbols inlaid there, the elven faded circles.
They died in the blast, yes. The other 11. I was the only one to walk away. I thought we had wronged our goddess. That this was my trial, and if I could prove myself worthy of her! I should have known better. There is only one God of redemption, and I saw him ended.
As he studies the staff, you feel a wave of heat, a terrible energy rolling forth from it in waves. So much so you feel as if the Godhammer itself is alive in his hand.